Welcome back to the channel. This is KJ Around the World. Now, today I have a very special video for you, and it's going to give you a bit of a glimpse into how I travel and a few things I look at when I go to places, and just a little bit about me when I'm scouting, if I'm thinking about moving abroad, kind of my process. And that includes visiting places during the off season. I think it's always important to visit a place during the worst season. You feel out whether it's for you because it's not always going to be sunshine. Let me tell you, life isn't always filled with sunshine. And visiting a place when it's dark and the weather's not the best is a great way to see if that place is for you. And now that happened when I visited Tarragona. Now, Tarragona is a beautiful city on the coast of Catalonia in Spain. And I visited several years ago with my brother during the month of March. So it's winter time. It was dark and rainy and it was a little nippy. So it wasn't freezing cold, but it was a little bit nippy. As you can see here, it was overcast. And I wanted to just feel out the place and see what it was like during that season. Do not get me wrong, it was quiet, it was lovely. There were still a few things to see, but it was dark and it just left a little bit of a bad taste in my mouth about Tarragona. And as much as I thought, it had a rich history, there's so much, amazing places to see here, lots of great food, architecture, and again, like I said, a lot of history that includes Roman history. And if any of you have been here before and seen my videos, I'm very curious about the places that contain a lot of history, and especially when artifacts are left and you can see living museums right in front of you. And so I thought this was interesting about Tarragona. I love that, they have very rich Catalonian history, but it just was not my cup of tea. And so when we went to Spain last year with my family, I said to my husband, I don't know about this place, but hey, let's give it a try. And he was very, very eager to give it a try as well. And as you can see here, there's a big difference between winter Tarragona and summer Tarragona. This was exactly the same plaza, and as you can see, it's a completely different vibe. Summertime, people are out, people are having a good time. I mean, people are really, really out. What was interesting, though, there were tourists, there were locals, but in comparison to a bigger city like Barcelona, there was not that much of a crowd, and you can still see all the things you wanted to see and do all the things you wanted to do. Even visiting the structure here, the Roman structure, the amphitheater, it was just a sight for, oh my gosh, it was the most beautiful thing I'd seen. We were here walking. Um, you can easily walk around, this community, this city. You can walk from the train station to the more old town area. The beach is here, and I mean the beach. At the end of this vlog, I have such a surprise for you when it comes to the beach. I mean, the beach was heavenly. And I come from a place that has 365 beaches. And when I tell you the beach was heavenly, the beach was heavenly. So we walked around. There was a lot to see, a lot of old structures. Here, my husband and I are talking about how the stones look and how it seems like many things have been taken from there. We were talking about maybe they used some of these pieces of stones to build their own communities in the area. And so, again, this is a piece of the Roman structure. There was like an entire space here, not just the amphitheater, but like parts of what looked like, I'm not going to say a castle, obviously not, but just a structure like a fort, a place where they were able to set up shop, live, And the amphitheater was ultimately there for their entertainment. And a lot of casinos here. Um, it's definitely an area where tourists can congregate. There's like hotels and things like that. There's little like gift shops. Um, this stretch of road led to the church, which was absolutely beautiful. It had like these big, beautiful windows, and seeing it, whether it's winter or summer, is quite a sight. And I was just mesmerized when I was there, both the first and second time. Just walking around the plaza here, seeing all the restaurants. It's summertime, so just keep in mind some of these places are closed. Everything isn't open. This was July, and if you know Spain, people are getting ready for their summer holiday off. So everything wasn't open, but it was a great way to kind of walk around, try the food. And don't get me wrong, there are some tourist traps here where the food is less than savory, but on the most part, there's a lot of great places to eat, especially when you get off the beaten path and you head to like local spots. You head to like spots that have more international foods. Like we ate some amazing Indian food, to the point that we went to the same location twice. And the food is good when we head there twice. So head off the beaten path, get some good food. There's a lot of different communities here, whether it's Indian or Russian. There's just a lot of different cultures besides Spanish and Catalonian that's in Tarragona, and you want to give it a try because it gives the place a lot of rich culture and experiences. And I literally took back everything I said about visiting in winter, and I was like, you know what, this place is actually really lovely in the summertime, and I'm willing to give it a pass because of that. It's just so beautiful. Look at the water. The water is just absolutely to die for. It's just amazing. Like I just wanted to be in that beach every single day. And we went with the kids, we went without the kids, and it was just a treat. And I definitely look forward to visiting Tarragona again. It's not my top 10 place for relocation or moving abroad, but definitely a place where I can see spending a summer and having a couple months there. It's just absolutely lovely. And what I really did enjoy about the beaches were they weren't crowded. Now, if you go to any of the beaches in Barcelona, it could be a little bit crowded. Some of the beaches we went to weren't crowded. No, I take that back. They had a lot of people there. But in comparison, Tarragona, it's like a hidden gem. And there weren't a lot of people there. And the people that were there were people from the community. And so it was quiet. You were able to swim and just enjoy yourself. And as I said, I take back everything I said before about Tarragona in the winter. It's actually quite the gem of a place. And if you feel that it's a place worth scouting, I say head there, spend a couple months there, spend a couple weeks there. You will not be disappointed, but it's always important to go when the weather isn't always that great because then you can really determine if this is the place for you. Now, if you are new here, remember to subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. I know I don't make vlogs often and I don't make lives often. I'm more of a shorts girl, but when I do come with a live or a vlog, it's going to be good and it's going to have all the information that you need to kind of really think about what you want to do, if you want to relocate, if you want to move abroad, if you just want to spend your time traveling. Like we do, because hey, it's KJ Around the World. I love to travel. If this is information that's helpful for you, you can leave a little comment. If you have questions, you can also leave a comment down below about that. And outside of that, I'll see you next time. Bye.